Oh, Biarije. This one where you put face like person where your wife run leave children for. Oh, Guinea-qua.
Chikwe, my brother, I don't tire. While I just there everywhere.
Yeah, welcome. Chidi and Wayo, make you take 'em easy. Life na jejely. Wahala be like tomorrow, know they finish. Now why me and my wife, anytime when she come back from market and me come back from work, na enjoyment get also with the super bitter aquarike.
No wonder. You just the frost anyhow. You and your wife.
Super bitter aquarike. That ogbonge natural herbs drink. When NAFDAC test come confirm and say it dey good for body. It no get any chemical for inside though. It no get preservative. And it no get mate for market. Now, see this one, Hold on, use a whole side small. Make wahala no kill you.
As this one no go reach me and my wife, what do you want me to do?
My friend, make you go cemetery market Aba or any market way they near your side. Go buy your own. Or you call them for 0811 359 1568. Super Bitter Aquarike, I beg you. Make we enjoy life they go.
So nice, Super Bitters Aquarike.
Today now your wedding day.
Sorry, you no look okay. No be today. Now today be your wedding, my daughter.
I called and Kata again, no. I'm not too sure if I go fit make am to the wedding.
No, talk am again. Your papa must hear this. Nothing fit spoil your day, my daughter.
Oh, so sorry, my daughter. But you need Mixagrip.
Mixagrip?
Make you no spoil your day, oh. Take Mixagrip. Mixagrip gets paracetamol and phenylephrine for effective and fast relief from cold and catarrh.
I don't dey better.
Now, only Just Limited they distribute Mixagrip. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, make you waka go see your doctor. Mixagrip, don't skip your day.
No, go Mixagrip.
My brothers, I greet you. Ha! Uche, have you lost respect for tradition? How can you reach for the garden egg when there are elders who have not been served?
Brother, is it not just garden egg?
Just garden egg, you say?
Being the head of the family is no easy task. It's in moments like this I turn to my Dubik malt, made with the respect and honor for tradition we all hold dear. Dubik malt is a drink for any moment.
Dubik malt, crown the moment.
It's the time of the year. Come, let's chill together. Pop Chivita, make we jolly. All over Naija, anywhere you day. Share Chivita with your family and friends. Enjoy this Christmas. Let's celebrate with Chivita. Ooh, yeah.
Everyone has a Chivita this season. What's your Chivita?
Dabon are the first and Obonge herbal toothpaste. It get ingredients like lemon, mint, ginger, and basil where they make our teeth kakaraka.
Madam Rose, now true you talk. Dabon na the cocoa herbal punch. We get plenty natural herbs. Dabon, the cocoa choice for my family.
What?
How did I do?
You did great.
My little boy has talent, so I support him by taking him to auditions.
Your son did great.
Helping with his script.
Bow down to my flaming sword. Great job.
For nourishment, I give him Twisco.
Mom, I got the role.
Now, it's my turn to be proud of him.
Give your kids Twisco to support their big dreams.
Twisco, power your dream.
This holiday, we won't wish you celebration when they pour with love. We go dey rich with happiness. Plus the delicious nourishment when they inside big protein breakfast.
Every morning na Peak Mass with the ogbonge goodness we dey inside big protein breakfast. From all of us at Peak, we dey wish you Merry Peak Mass. Peak, reach for your peak.
Have a Merry Peak Mass.
The following personalities are invited to the flag off of Nkwere Aborigine Town Hall, Aba Branch, by Honorable Chimobi Ihajichukwu Ebisike, Chimobi Ndiaba, Wanwande Nkwere. They are all Nkwere Aborigines living in Aba, President Nkwere Aborigines Worldwide, Professor Gode Onoha, Professor Ima Wanekezi, President General Nkwere Nzenozo Worldwide, Royal Fathers of the Day, His Royal Highness Eze Barrister CJ Okwara H of Nkwere, His Imperial Majesty Eze Dr. Isaac Ajonu Ikonne, anyone of Aba, Aba, former chairman, Abia State Council of Ndieze, His Royal Highness Eze Sunday Emejiaka, all chairmen and secretaries of all Imo Town unions living in Aba. Date, Friday, 16th of December 2022. Time, 12 p.m. Venue, Nkwere Aborigine Town Hall, Aba, near Ungwa Road Market. Eduna Saturday, 17th of December 2022, by 12 p.m. Chibobi Ndiaba Gawanobuda Town Hall, Emalite area, Nekwazi area. Royal Fathers of the Day, His Royal Highness, Right Honorable CBC Ajiziogu, His Royal Highness Eze Ibe Enyazo, Chairman, Aba South Council of Traditional Rulers. All indigenes of Obuda are all invited to this epoch-making event. All guests must be seated before the arrival of Honorable Chimobi Ihanichugu Ebisike, the member representing Aba North and South Federal Constituency, and his entourage. Umunna, Owuno Nyenyere Yenyeru, Ane-ekweku, Ane-ememe.
People and Politics, providing the alternative voice within the democratic space.
Yes, we are back. People and Politics. Commercial banks will commence the circulation of the much-awaited newly redesigned Naira notes from the Central Bank of Nigeria to customers across the country today. This is coming after the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, revealed that the new notes had been sent to banks while insisting that the timeless in terms of December 15 for commencement and the January 31 deadline were sacrosanct. The Apex Bank had in October 2022 redesigned all major Naira notes and notified the public that it would start circulating them before the end of the year. The affected denominations are 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira. The last time the CBN redesigned the Naira was in 2014 when it changed a design of the 100 Naira note to commemorate Nigeria's centenary anniversary. Although global best practice was for central banks to redesign, produce, and circulate new local legal tender every 5 to 8 years, but the Naira has not been redesigned in the last 17 years. He maintained that the new and existing currencies will remain legal tender and circulate together until January 31, 2023, when existing notes will cease to be legal tender. Well, I think this is very clear. The message has been passed a lot of times. Nigerians are very eager to see the designed ones. When the samples came out, it was met with a lot of basketballs. Some said they only used blue and used their red ink to change it and all that stuff. But again, I can't wait to see it.
Well, I'm sure many Nigerians are feeling exactly the same way. But again, there's always the issue of acceptability, especially amongst the petty traders. So this is hoping that the CBN will embark on massive enlightenment for all the petty traders. If you see the new currency note, kindly accept it. It is now official. So the CBN is saying from today, as Nigerians will start saying a new 200 Naira note, a new 500 Naira note, and a new 1,000 Naira note. Okay?
Well, Ben, you see, the problem is that everything has become so elitist. I'm being forced to use that word again today. Back in the day, there used to be specimens of whether Naira note. There used to be communication by design on papers and all that for farmers, how to use the fertilizer, how to use pesticides and all that. There were signs about how to, on posters, how to cross the road, what is a zebra crossing and all that. I've been looking all over the place to see whether, apart from the internet, I could see posters of the specimens of the new Naira notes that will be distributed to the rural areas where our grandmothers and fathers and those who are not opportune to have gone to school would be able to, align themselves with it so that when it comes out, it will not be too strange or novel to them. But I have not seen that happen. Rather, it's been on the internet, and it came like a flash, except for those who, for the necessity of, putting actualities attached to news, have been able to put, the new Naira notes. But the truth again is that I have not seen where the specimen had been, rolled out and displayed and
That's
sent
right.
to very rural areas. Because I live and work in a rural area, and that is very true. I wonder if the old folks in my community actually can tell from today quickly, because the 200 naira note is almost looking like 10 naira.
That's right.
In color. All right. So we are taking away some of the things that we need to do as a people. Some of the big people today, and I dare say that again, are products of illiterate parents. No matter what your position is, if your parent was educated, maybe your grandparent was not. And so you have to think back just a few years back, and you realize that it's not been long you got to this stage. Think about the rural people. Think about their needs in every way material. Yeah.
Umuahia residents have expressed mixed reactions over the collection of permanent voter cards from INEC offices in the area, which started on Monday nationwide. Correspondent Godwin Ike, who monitored the collection exercise in Umuahia North and Umuahia South local government areas, reports that though the turnout was not encouraging, it was observed that while some respondents were living happily with their PVCs, others were asked to return next week for theirs. The respondents who spoke to our correspondent informed that those collecting their PVCs were those who did transfer of locations and replacements, while those who were asked to return next week were those who did fresh registrations.
They say they are issuing a voters card for people who are doing transfer or people who are doing replacement. They have gotten enough for the people who registered new, but now we should give them some time to arrange them. So that the people that registered new, they should come on Tuesday next week. They want to package them in each wards so that it will be easier for them. So the two sets of people are taking their own, the people on transfer and people who want to replace their one, maybe their own damaged or lost. I will be coming by Tuesday to collect my own. I registered around May, June.
You see that they are not come out yet. That is next year, January, first week. Fresh one, I've done them before.
When did you register?
It was on February this year.
I think it is better they engage more hands, at least two persons. One person sorting out the cards, taking it to the other person to be registering and issuing out. It takes time for one person to sort out and still at the same time register. I spent about 1 hour here before I got my own.
Although it's been long I registered, but I lost it. So I just went to the INEC office and registered around that kind October. So, and I have collected it now. Nothing. I came the other time, they say I should come back. So as I came now this morning, I just collected it without any stress.
I just arrived now and I've collected it without stress. It was as easy as I thought it's going to take time, but it didn't take time at all.
Well, all efforts to get a reaction of the INEC public relations officer in the state was not successful as of the time of filing this report, as he was said to be busy with field work.
Well, if one can use INEC as an example of what INEC in Abia, as an example of what goes on around the country, then we still have a long way to go. For me, until there is election, and I stand to be corrected, and thank God that we have staggered elections in some places. Of course, you know that chairmanship, councillorship elections hardly ever hold, and when they hold, it's after every 2 years. The general elections after 4 years. Where you have staggered elections, yes, in those states, especially for governorship or by-elections because of an incident, INEC, I wonder what they are truly doing. I stand to be corrected. And I say that also of the National Population Commission that has a duplicated job with NIMSI, and all that. A lot of people have talked about duplication, but that is another story for the next day. We keep hearing always from Okoye, the INEC chairman, voter education and publicity or whatever. But INEC is not on a regular telling people the A's and B's from their state headquarters so that they know exactly what is going on. From the response we've gotten now, the people who went there, yes, those who were just relocating or changing, they got their own. Those who registered as far back as February, from the young girl who spoke, if she's young, because I heard her voice, sounded like a young person, since February. I couldn't get it until now. Now, before they start coming, why can't INEC put up messages across? You have radio stations all over the place in the language people can understand. This is the position of things for now. Well, I don't know, but I know that INEC is well blessed in terms of budgeting and implementation.
They always get whatever they ask for.
They get what they want. But they are not forthcoming when it comes to announcing things on radio. And we are witnesses to all of this. If this can ginger you up, take the message down to the people. Some of the people who got there yesterday, fine, Umahia North and South, would have come from some, deeper part of the local governments. And the same thing would have been replicated in other local governments. If I am to go to Osisioma, supposing I live there and that is where I will vote, there's no way I will not enter Keke like twice or thrice from here to that place, only to be disappointed. Then I return and somebody tells me come in January, and maybe by January when the election is already breathing over my neck, that is when you will tell me another story. There is so much that can be done. But beyond that, we have also said that they can outsource some of these jobs. They can put more hands on the deck. They can get people who are more sincere and more, concerned. Because I have paid visits to, INEC offices in the local governments, and it's like another job, another civil service job. They want to attend to you when they want to. They are busy telling stories. They can lock up the gate and say, they are on the field job. Why should a man who is on the field job be the man who will have to distribute cards to the people who come every other day? Is it that they cannot employ? So the questions are just too numerous to answer.
Well, there is need for INEC staff to realize that time is of the essence. Also, the people too. I've interacted with some persons who said they've gone to collect theirs and the queue was actually non-existent. So I think it's different. How's it said again? Different folks, different strokes for different folks. Exactly. So whatever the situation may be, the important thing is that the PVCs are in INEC offices. Okay, so their staff need to sit up and do the right thing. You may be thinking January is far away. No, today is 15th already, and the election is February 25. So what that means is we have between now and maybe the beginning of February to, distribute these PVCs for people to use ahead of the elections. So time is of the essence. Let's make use of our time wisely.
All right. Northern Elders Forum has confirmed that most people from the region, especially women, were selling their permanent voter cards to politicians and political parties for pittance. The group stated this against the backdrop of the complaint by the Independent National Electoral Commission on sales of PVCs in the country. Northern Elders Forum's Director of Publicity and Advocacy, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, in a statement yesterday, claimed poverty was responsible for the insidious act. He said the PVC trade for money was an attempt to reduce the voting strength of the North. Well, day before yesterday, today is Thursday, right?
That's right.
On Tuesday, a certain gentleman in Aba here called that he had witnessed the sale of PVCs in Abia here.
That's right.
Well, I tried to take him on by asking a few pertinent questions, but I think he was shy of telling the A's and B's to Z's of it. But we are getting the same thing being said from the north here, and by no less a person than Hakim Baba Ahmed, a thoroughbred Nigerian, a critical, no-nonsense Nigerian, and for a group known as Northern Elders Forum. Forget the fact that he says that it's to disenfranchise the North. But beyond that, this must have been going on everywhere.
Indeed.
Does INEC have any intelligence? Because INEC itself had said they are aware that
they've actually
are being
cried
sold.
out. Yes. The question is,
do they work in tandem with the security agencies, all of which have intelligence wings? Do they work with, the chiefs and kings and, party stakeholders across? The question I asked the young man the other day was, can you say which of the parties or which politician? I think the most he could give us was he knew that PDP was buying and APC was buying. That much he could tell us. We heard about vote buying in Osun because there was the beavers. Well, in Ekiti, Osun did not provide such evidence. We also hear that people are on the street not buying the card per se, but buying the numbers, the PVC numbers. And then we say, if the PVCs are effective, and they're ever going to be, then whoever buys the cards or buys the numbers is wasting his or her time. But we know that Nigerians are ingenious.
Well,
we can do anything.
They are not really wasting their time, buddy. The question is to what end? I think the politicians are always thinking of ways to scuttle the electoral process or maneuver it or make it work in their favor. They've screened, thinking mounting pressure on INEC would make INEC change its mind in terms of using the beavers in the 2023 elections. Now that they have realized that the beavers, the new technology that INEC introduced, is here to stay, they are devising new means through which they can use to maneuver their ways into public offices. I think what is playing out is, if I belong to party EGG, for instance, and you belong to party GGE, and I realize when you go to a place like Osisioma, majority of the people there would vote for your party. Ahead of the elections, I'll offer money, go there, buy the PVCs of these people so they cannot vote. In other words, this is voter suppression. That's exactly what is happening. I go to your strong areas, the areas where you have stronghold, and buy the PVCs up. Whereas in my own area, I'll protect my area, thereby disenfranchising people who were supposed to vote for you.
President Muhammad Buhari has said time and time again, even while abroad he has voiced it, that he wants to leave the stage on a clean note. He has told Nigerians to vote for whoever they so choose. We've never really heard that before. On that account, if he is sincere, he's not playing politics. He has said he would ensure that there is a credible, fair election. But with all of this going on, if INEC has been crying, individuals in Nigeria have been crying, members of the National Elders Forum are crying, and maybe we're also shouting from here too. And no party or politician or individual has been caught on account of this. Whether you are the seller or you are the buyer, then it means there is compromise. Because for me, I lay all of these at the doorstep of security agencies and agents. Because they had series of meetings together where they assured INEC, even from the Chief of Defense Staff, that they will ensure that nothing is done to scuttle the flow of the election. So what are we seeing? How come nobody has been apprehended? I expect Hakim Baba Ahmed as well to also tell the world that we have been able to pinpoint ABC, who was involved in this. So as long as we speak tongue-in-cheek, we'll continue to have these problems. Well, but on a sad note, quickly before we go interactive, we just got on good authority that the Nigerian ambassador to Spain, Demola Serki, is dead. The Lagos politician was said to have died in Madrid, Spain, at the age of 63. His death was announced, according to reports, today by his children, and of course his children signed the statement. According to the report, he died in the early hours of today in Madrid, Spain. Demola Serki is a big-time politician from the Lagos Island area and in Lagos as well, and has also made it to the national level as a Minister of State for Defense at some point. Well, may his soul rest in peace.
Well, we say amen. Let's hear from you. 009 555 1029, 0809 666 1029, or 0907 677 1029. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ben.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
I want to talk about the issue of distribution of INEC card. My name is Michael. I'm calling from Aberdeen.
Go ahead.
Why not some NGOs volunteer to help the INEC to distribute these cards so that it will be easier? At least let them sort it according to alphabetically, so that somebody will be taking up A or surname A to Z. and it will be easier. Let some Nigerians, good spirited Nigerians volunteer to assist them, because that is the only way to make it easier, so that an average trader wouldn't want to waste his time, especially this time when everybody wants to meet up, for the month, and so on and so forth. So thank you.
All right, thank you, my brother. I think in 2019, Ben, if you remember, we said this much here, that these things can be arranged in alphabetical order. Maybe a person taking care of A to C or D, another person from E to, and then as you come, these things will be sorted out easily and seamlessly. Of course, they never heeded this call. Now, somebody else is saying the same thing here today. If you go to INEC, I don't know, they only get ad hoc staff during elections. As for the CSOs, I stand on good authority to say that they are busy making their t-shirts and face caps, to speak grammar on election days and dates, where election is not credible, you see them saying is the most credible and all that. This is when the CSOs should be talking and working, and across the year, by the way, even educating Nigerians on, on politics and politicking. But no, they will wait until they begin to get money from donors and make t-shirts and all that, and we see them all over the place during elections. Too bad. Next up.
Hello, good morning. Hello. All right, we'll call back. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome. Your name and location.
They always do the one that is going to be for their own benefit. So the plan is we never allow another person enter there. They will use Tinubu to actualize their vision concerning the Nigeria, what they have in mind. They say that they are the owner of Nigeria. Thank you very much. That's what is going to happen. That is their way of life. So the best thing for me and you is to stand for the freedom of Biafra.
Thank you.
It's quite unfortunate. We talked about the staff attitude to work earlier on. People do not realize the importance of the nature of their job. For them, they just come, chop granite, and once it's 3 o'clock, they pack their bags and leave. We shouldn't be. The elections are just few weeks away. Before coming up with this policy, let's give it a try, please. Nash